Okay, so I'm just going to come straight out and say this. Tokyo Ghoul Re is not as bad as everyone says it is. It really isn't. Everywhere I look, I find myself drowning in a sea of negativity when it comes to Re. People dropping it, people saying it's the worst anime ever, or an abomination to the manga, and I really don't think it deserves all the hate, and it's certainly not the worst I've ever watched. Okay, so sure, it has its shortcomings that I know a lot of people have an issue with, such as the sudden change in art style, the obsession with force-fed, slightly mediocre fight scenes, and the fact it's paced so completely out of whack that important moments in the manga that build over time are crammed into one episode, and yeah, it's infuriating. But are we really going to call it the worst anime ever? Really? Because it doesn't follow the manga exactly as it's written? That's a bit dramatic, don't you think? Like, I agree with the fact that it's overly convoluted and it kind of just throws you headfirst into a sea of new characters that have no real relevance or backstory and don't add anything to the plot. I'm looking at you, Quink Squad, like, what did you even do? Like, what was your purpose in this show? You were just fucking annoying, especially you. I don't like you, you piss me off. But if you take the whole season for what it is, it's still a damn enjoyable watch, and yeah, it doesn't follow the manga exactly, but the same people who have an issue with that in Tokyo Ghoul will say that Code Geass or Full Metal Alchemist are a masterpiece, and the ending of that didn't even exist because the manga wasn't finished. It's hypocrisy at its finest, and that's coming from an FMA fan. I mean, come on, the season has great moments that, even if they weren't adapted exactly how they were supposed to be from the manga, they were a hell of a lot of fun. Like, go back and watch the final Iruma vs Kaneki fight, or the mildly heartbreaking reunion of Kaneki and Tuka at Anteiku, and tell me they were bad, because you'd be lying. The things it did well, it did really well, and the parts that were bad, yeah, they were pretty poorly done in regards to the manga. But I can't think of many shows that didn't deviate from the manga even a little bit. Ultimately, it doesn't make the greatest amount of sense if you haven't read the manga, and it can become extremely annoying at times even if you have read it, because they've cut a large amount of the meat out of the show, and for some reason put the whole first chapter into 3 minutes, 5 if you include the OP, but honestly, does it really deserve to be bracketed as the worst season ever? Have you not watched Route A? That shit was painful, and I still don't know why they made Kaneki join Algiri Tree out of the blue when he's supposed to be fighting them in the manga. Like, it makes no damn sense, and it's fine. It's fine. Let's not even get into that today. Did it play out as well as the manga did? No, it didn't. Does it do the manga justice? No, it doesn't. It's a poor execution of the manga all in all, but that doesn't stop it being a good show in itself, because if it wasn't written down prior, no one would have a complaint about it, as it is that enjoyable. And I'm aware that's a silly thing to say because it could be said about any show, but I feel like Tokyo Ghoul gets a lot of unnecessary hate and the short end of the stick a lot of the time. All in all, everyone's allowed their opinion. If you dislike something, that's fine. If you love it, that's also fine, as long as it makes you happy, even if people disagree with you. That's the beauty of anime. It's subjective. We all relate differently to different characters and different shows, and this is just my opinion. I think it gets a lot of hate for reasons which shouldn't be the end of the world, and hey, that's fine too. It will never be anyone's favourite Tokyo Ghoul season. The first season will always hold that crown, but it's good. It's real good, man, and it's something that can be enjoyed for exactly what it is. An adaptation of a manga we all know and love, even if it's not done exactly how we imagined it. And isn't that the most important thing? I think so.